Imagine you're writing a report. You get a text, look at it, reply, just 20 seconds, and then you go back to writing. It will take 23 minutes to be at the same state of focus as before. Crazy, right? Why? Because your brain has to remember what you were doing before, and you have to remember what you thought about it, and this reconfiguration takes time. And if you spend a lot of your time switching, you will be slower, less creative, and remember less of what you do, aka stupid. Seriously. This video is brought to you by Shortform. More on them later. Alright, so you sit down to work ready to have a productive day, but you can't focus for more than 5 minutes. Well, what if I told you there are a few simple things you could do right now to focus for extended working sessions, talking hours, starting today? Yeah, this information will blow you away. It is much harder to read words on a page nowadays than it used to be for all of us. One of the reasons is technology. Screens can be our friend, but also the enemy. We are now used to motion pictures that move in a very fast and dramatic way, living on a treadmill of continuous checking, more vibrations, more alerts, more content, moving from one distraction to the next. And the problem with these interruptions, however minimal, is that they make you dumb. Studies have found that if you're focusing on something and you get interrupted, it will take on average 23 minutes to get to the same state of focus as you were before. There is evidence that shows that this mind switching is as bad for your thinking as getting drunk or high. Multitasking is not a good idea, period. And I know what you're thinking, I can't help it. Don't worry, it happens to all of us, even to this dude. It's by design. Your distraction is their fuel. The more time you spend on these websites, the more revenue they make. In an ideal situation, these sites could be redesigned to make it easier for us to concentrate on what matters, but this is not likely to happen, ever. And that's why training your attention and focus is more important than ever. Right, so to make this video I had to read, of course. It says science-based in the title. If you've been watching my content for a while, you know I'm not that smart, my reading retention is not the best, and that's why I use Shortform. Some of these books I read years ago, so I had to revisit the information, and no one does a better job at summarizing books than Shortform. Great non-fiction book guides covering all the book's best ideas in a short and simple format. One of the books I went back to review is Deep Work by Cal Newport. The principal idea of the book is the need to dedicate periods of sustained focus on deep work to be more productive, setting aside 90-minute working sessions with no distractions every day to focus on an important task. That's it. If you can do this 2 to 4 times a day, you will be very productive. A book that completely changed the way I work, and I highly encourage you to read it if you want to improve your focus. Shortform drops new book guides and articles every week on most topics people care about: business, psychology, self-improvement, and many more. And what's more, they recently released a browser extension that generates high-quality summaries for anything on the internet, blogs, articles, and even YouTube videos. If you're someone who has to read long articles every day for work, this tool will be your best friend. To get a 5-day free trial and a 20% discount, you can use my special code. I'll leave links to both the app and the browser extension down in the video description. Here are the best practical hacks to improve focus backed by science. As a side note, none of these hacks will work if you don't nail the basics first. By basics, I mean sleep, nutrition, exercise. It is boring, no one wants to hear it, but it's crucial. Eat healthy, sleep well, work out, and you will be at your best. If you don't, you won't do your best work, period. Just by turning off notifications on your devices, you won't be at the mercy of these constant vibrations. We want tech working for us and not the other way around. If you want to focus, reduce distractions as much as you can. This little tag is one of the best tools I've implemented into my workflow to counter distractions. An app blocking app that comes with this physical tag to prevent me from going on social media or texting apps when I shouldn't, eliminating the knee-jerk response of picking up my iPhone every minute of the day. It is simple, but it works. Another tool I find essential is a noise-canceling headset, especially if you're working in a crowded environment. It is easier to focus when you isolate yourself from your surroundings. I like to listen to instrumental music while I work. However, we are all different. Maybe you are into K-pop or white noise. Whatever works for you. The idea is to find ways or tools to be less distracted. The place where you work is extremely important. If you work in dark rooms, you're essentially telling your brain, dude, it's time for bed. You can use light to improve focus and energy. So if you work during the day, place your desk near a window as natural light signals the brain to stay alert and focused. Also, use artificial light like that one to increase the ambient light of your workspace instead of increasing the brightness of your screen. Your eyes will appreciate it. Many people put their desk in front of the window because that's what we see on Pinterest. It looks pretty, but your eyes don't like it. Here's why. First, if you have direct sunlight hitting your eyes, that's just a bad idea. You can injure yourself. Second, natural light is brighter than your screen. Your eyes will have a tough time focusing. You will also have more distracting elements in front of you. And that's not a good idea because when you're trying to focus, you should narrow your vision to one thing and one thing at a time. So where to place your desk? You want to give all your bandwidth to the actual work. You don't want the primal section of your brain worrying about danger, so don't give your back to the door. You want to be at ease. Place your desk in a way you have either a side or front vision of the door. This will make a huge difference. Screen position. Ever since everyone started working on laptops, we are so used to work looking down. Turns out there is a relationship between where we look and how alert we feel. When looking down toward the ground, neurons related to calm and sleepiness are activated. Looking up does the opposite. So put your screen at or above eye level to feel alert. Your neck will also appreciate it. Now, you will not have these conditions everywhere you go to work, of course, and that's why having an optimized home workspace is better for deep work. But what if I feel lonely, dude? Do you want to get things done or be social? Define your priorities, dude. I have nothing against coffee shops or co-working spaces. In fact, I love them. I go to these places frequently, but at strategic hours of the day or different stages of my projects. In my line of work, there are multiple stages of the process. In some of these, it's beneficial to be in a different place. For example, some of the ideas of these videos are written while I walk in this little notebook that comes with me at all times, stage 1. Or sometimes when I feel stuck, I have no ideas or I don't know how to solve a problem, I go to a coffee shop, drink coffee, listen to music, let my mind wander, relax a little bit, and then all of a sudden I am creative again. This is called active procrastination. It is essential. Without it, I don't think my work would be any good. However, when I'm editing a video, I'm piecing things together, I need to narrow my focus. And I do it here with all my gadgets and no distractions. There is this interesting theory called the cathedral effect, in which thinking becomes more focused on analytic processing when we are in small visual fields. So if you're doing numbers or detailed work, it is beneficial to be in a small room with no distractions. However, the opposite is also true. If you're doing creative work, say writing down ideas, you're better off in open, high-ceiling spaces because they promote abstract ideas and creativity. That's why you feel so creative at Starbucks. Practice visual focus. If you're having a hard time focusing your mind to do work or something that requires concentration like reading, that's basically your brain telling you, dude, this is hard. Let's not do it, please. You need to push through the initial discomfort, and within 5 to 10 minutes, that initial resistance will fade. I promise. Just try monotasking for 15 minutes, then take a 1-minute break, go for water or a little walk around your home, then get back to the task. And repeat as many times as you can. The more you do it, the more familiar it becomes and your brain gets better and better at it. And then you find yourself craving that activity that was hard in the first place. Now, to enhance your focus even more, consider drinking coffee at the right times. Caffeine is particularly good for improving focus because it blocks adenosine, the molecule in our body that makes us sleepy. It's been shown to improve mood, alertness, reaction time, focus, and memory significantly. It is the feel-good drink because you release dopamine in your system when you drink coffee. That said, don't just proceed and get hammered with coffee. Be mindful, too much caffeine can be counterproductive. We all process caffeine differently, but the average human should not drink more than 400 milligrams of caffeine per day. That's close to 3 standard cups of coffee, so there you have it. I usually have 2 generous cups of coffee in the morning, this size, and that seems to do the trick for the whole day. Don't forget to blink. Something interesting happens when we laser focus. You hardly notice, but you barely blink. This is good to some extent because it means you are alert. However, if you are in the zone for hours with no rest, it is not good for your eyes because they need lubrication. Usually when we start getting tired, we start blinking a lot. My eyes recently started to feel super tired all the time, even after waking, and I started seeing things more blurred than normal, so I went to the doctor and he said, yeah, you have dry eye disease. What? Nothing to worry about. It is a common condition in people who work in air-conditioned rooms or spend too much time looking at screens. You may experience sensitivity to light, eye redness, blurred vision, and eye fatigue. If you feel any of this, consider going to the doctor. You can treat it with eye drops and making a few changes in your life. I now have a little post-it note in front of me that says blink to remind me to do it while I work, because you'd be surprised by how long you can go without blinking. I'm pretty sure you're blinking right now. And last but not least, work doesn't have to be boring. We spend a third of our lives working, so make things fun. For me, music is essential. Invest in a good headset or audio system if you can. It'll make work way more fun. Go to different places for creative work, treat yourself with coffee or nice food, it might help you get in the flow. I don't know, whatever makes you tick, integrate that into your workflow. Work doesn't have to be boring. Even if you hate your job, you can find ways to make it more fun. That's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, my friend. I appreciate the support. If you liked the video, give it a like, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.